What are we doing? And why are we doing it? Is this the abundant life that Jesus talked about? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bobby, and I am busy. Busyness caused some serious problems in my life before I gave my life to Jesus. But busyness and my problems with busyness have carried into my Christian life as well. I don't know how to slow down. I fill my schedule to the brim. I say yes to everything and everybody almost every single time. And even with Christ at the center of my life, constant busyness is just a thing. And I find myself exhausted and snippy and completely out of grace. And I end up asking myself those same questions. What am I doing? And why am I doing it? And is this the abundant life that Jesus talked about? The more I ask myself those questions, the more this one verse keeps coming to mind. It's in John 10:10. The thief comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. I have come that they might have life and have it to the full. There is a thief, and busyness is one of his greatest tricks. Busyness is the weapon that the thief wields to kill the time that God wants me to spend in stillness. You know, the Sabbath day is one of the commandments. I'm lousy at taking a Sabbath day. How are you doing with that? Busyness is the disguise that the thief wears as he steals the time that we've been given to seek the Lord, to invest in building character and faith within our families, and the joy that we find when we use our gifts to bless others. In all of our running, how often do we take the time to sit down and read the Word together, to pray, to listen for God's direction? Busyness is the name that the thief gives as he destroys our peace slowly. As one appointment, one meeting, one yes at a time, we willingly trade opportunities to live out our God-given purpose for a calendar that just keeps filling up. And what are we saying yes to? Are we saying yes to things that grow us, that grow others, that grow God's kingdom? Take a look at your calendars, like right now, seriously, just take them out of your pocket, pull them out of your purse, and look at it. What do you see? Seriously, what do you see? I know what I see. I see a little dot on every single day. And a dot represents a meeting or an appointment, activities, to-do lists, goals in motion, a variety of things. Some of them are very good things, but it's full. And I bet your calendar's full too. And what are we really doing? Thankfully, we can take a look at our calendars. We can assess what we're doing, and we can choose to make a change that moves us from unconscious mismanagement of time to intentional living. And that's the easy part. It gets a little harder when we ask the next question. Once we identify what we are doing, we have to ask, why are we doing it? We all have our reasons. Some of them are really good, but I realize that my busyness isn't just a mix of necessary commitments and an unconscious mismanagement of time. My busyness is a trap, effectively laid for me by the hands of the evil one. As I look back on my life, I can see clearly that the thief has done an amazing job of snaring me in the trap of busyness over and over again. But why? Why am I so susceptible to this particular trap? It's because I'm broken. And I'm going to be really honest with you guys today about my why. I grew up in a home where there was a lot of yelling, a lot of devaluing, a lot of abuse, and pain. And when I was a teenager and I first had those opportunities to sign up for clubs and activities at school, I did. And I signed up for every single thing I could cram into my life because it got me out of the house. It got me away from the pain. At that point in my life, busyness became my shield. It became a coping mechanism. When I'm busy, I can shift the focus away from pain, and I focus on the project or the work or something to do. To this day, I have difficulty trusting in and depending on people. Just ask my worship team, they'll tell you. Busyness has often been my best friend. When I'm busy, I don't need to need anyone, and I can't be disappointed by anyone. To this day and nearly every day, I battle insecurity and feelings of worthlessness. Busyness has been my weapon. When I'm busy, I feel like I'm something, somebody. The more I do, the more I am. When I look at what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I can see the shadow that busyness has cast over my life. I see the trap, and I realize that I can't free myself by myself. This is an area of my life where I need a shepherd. In this sermon series, we're studying Psalm 23, and we're discovering how God is calling us out of the shadows and into his light. Psalm 23:2 says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures, and he leads me beside still waters." This verse is the opposite of busyness. When the Lord makes us lie down in green pastures, he positions us to rest in a life-giving place of abundance, a place that's nourished and a place that's cared for. When he leads us beside still waters. Have you ever gone and sat by a body of water when the wind is completely still and you can see the reflection of the sky above and the trees around it? God wants to lead us to a place of such peace that his reflection is what we see in everything. It's a place where we can pause, we can reflect, we can rejoice, we can recharge, we can be ready for more. But really, in our culture, we think about the green pastures and the still waters, and who can do that? Who can run off to the middle of nowhere and sit by a pond all day long? I mean, we can look at our calendars and we can see places that we can choose to connect with the Lord instead of connecting to Wi-Fi. We can't just quit being a provider, though, or a parent, or a caregiver, or a student. But thankfully, we don't need to. The green pastures and the still waters of Psalm 23:2 aren't a physical place. They're an internal state that we can access through connection to our shepherd. He isn't asking us to retreat from life, but I think he's asking us to invite him into our busyness so he can bring peace to our souls as we navigate the life that we've been given. He offers his life and his peace in the middle of our most difficult circumstances. He offers to lead us to a place that is the exact opposite of busyness. And that really just leaves one more question. Are we going to stay busy leading ourselves? Or are we going to follow our shepherd?